Welcome to Subconscious Conversations, where we take a look into the intricate world of the subconscious mind and how to heal the body, mind, heart, and spirit through its wisdom and guidance. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Brielle, and I'm the soul practitioner at Springseed Wellness. And today I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about emotion code, body code, and belief code. These wonderful energy medicine modalities were created by Dr. Bradley Nelson, who is just an incredible human being. He has such a deep passion for helping people, and I definitely have that same drive, so I really connect with this work. Now, there are a lot of energy healing or energy medicine modalities out there, but in my experience, this is the most efficient and impactful form of healing I have personally experienced. Now, full disclosure, I do have somewhat limited personal experience with different forms of energy medicine, and I know there are a bunch of really healing modalities out there, and I have gained a lot of benefit from the ones that I have tried. So I'm not sitting here in ego trying to tell you that these are the best ones out there, or even that they're right for you. We are all incredibly unique individuals, and as such, I believe it's kind of a journey to find the work that resonates the best with your needs and desires, and also to find the practitioner who best aligns with you. But what I am saying is these modalities are absolutely perfect for me, so I'm very passionate about sharing them with others. Now, when I first started in this work, I wasn't going for certification. I was simply trying to find something that would help me through a very rough time in my life. Now, that full story is the topic for next episode, so I won't get too far into it right now. But I was in a very dark place, and I was feeling so many different emotions all at the same time that I couldn't even place what I was feeling. So finding emotion code was the perfect thing at the perfect time for me. It allowed me to pinpoint what emotions I was feeling and then remove them. Now, if you didn't catch the last episode, you're probably thinking, wait, what? Remove them? Don't worry, I'll explain a little bit later. But please give that episode a listen as well. Now, we've all heard the term emotional baggage before. Well, it's actually quite literally true. I'm sure we can all think of a time when we experienced something so difficult we just couldn't deal with it all at once or even at all. And as a coping mechanism, we make the decision to tuck that emotion away or stuff it deep down because it's just too much to handle. And this is a necessary thing that we do to keep us safe, but it's very effective. But if you don't ever circle back around and deal with that thing, the negative energy ends up staying stuck in the body, causing energy flow interruptions, which cascade into any number of other imbalances in the body, mind, and spirit. And it just keeps getting bigger and messier, like a snowball rolling downhill. So with the emotion code, it allows the subconscious mind to tell the conscious mind what emotions are trapped and maybe some extra information such as the age you were or a life event that was associated or the location in the body where that energy is trapped, but usually not many details. So once the emotion and any pertinent information are determined, the energies are then removed. Now, it's very important to note that this does not affect your memory of that event or how you felt in that moment, but it does change how you currently react to that past memory. Also, it will not prevent you from ever feeling that emotion in the future. You are still human, and you will likely have many repeating trapped emotions from your past and also moving forward in life as well. But the good thing is, with this work over time, you can learn how to better process your emotions in the moment and have a much more elevated response to emotional stressors in life so that you'll be a lot less likely to trap those negative emotional energies. Now, as I mentioned before, trapped energies can cause a cascading effect of imbalances in the body, and that's where body code comes in. It not only helps us track down trapped emotions, but also a myriad of other possible interfering negative energies. And then we take it a step further and gather all the pertinent information from your subconscious mind about all the different ways that this interrupting energy has thrown off the balance in your body. And then we can energetically correct those. Now, once those interruptions are all cleared up, the body is more freely capable of healing itself. And as someone who has suffered a lot of emotional and physical issues throughout my life, this has been amazingly helpful for me. I feel so much better now, and I can tell now with fairly good certainty which pains in my body are tied to emotional issues and which ones are actually temporary physical issues. I've gotten in tune enough with myself through this work that I recognize, okay, every time I feel this way or think this thing, I hurt in this spot. So those things must be connected. And the beautiful thing is, whether it's a physical issue alone or a physical issue tied in with a mental or emotional trauma, I can work on resolving it with the body code. Now, the belief code is fairly new, and we're all learning a lot of new information as we gain more experience, which is really exciting. This has been a hugely impactful step for me because it really digs deep into the base belief systems that are oftentimes the source of chronic issues or repeated negative patterns in life or negative self-talk and self-doubt or negative views about the world in general. This can really bring about profound healing because it gets right down to the core issue and removes it. Now, I want to stress here, though, that this isn't just removing your belief systems willy-nilly. Belief systems are a very important, vital part of our being that allow us to remain safe and to function well. But sometimes we can develop belief systems which are not accurate and not helpful, or maybe once were but are now outdated. For instance, someone who has changed religions because the one they were raised in no longer seems to be the right fit for them, or someone who was raised in a certain way and didn't enjoy it and doesn't want to be like that as an adult with their children, or someone who constantly feels like they're a failure when they're actually fairly successful, or someone trying so hard to succeed and never seeming to be able to reach their goals. It's about removing any belief systems that were developed during life that no longer serve you well currently, for whatever reason that is. If you still steadfastly believe something and want to believe something, I would never try to interfere with that. But if it's a deep-seated belief from an earlier point in your life that's still running in your subconscious mind, but you're now no longer consciously in agreement with that belief, then it causes problems. It causes a big disconnect within your being, and it needs to be removed so that you can feel more connected within yourself. I will likely do a full episode on belief systems alone because it's a very deep and fascinating subject. But for now, I'll leave it at that. But it has been hugely impactful for me. I am such a negative self-talker, it's ridiculous, and this has helped me come a long way towards healing that issue in, quite frankly, a very short period of time. Now, as wonderful as these modalities are, it's also very important to note that this work isn't always just like a magic eraser removing your problems. Sometimes it can be like that for sure. But sometimes there are processing symptoms that come along with the release of these negative energies. There are a wide array of processing symptoms that a person can experience, and it's not always pleasant, but it is always worth it. It's kind of like the old term, no pain, no gain, or the phrase, you have to feel it to heal it. I like to describe these processing symptoms as having echoes of the energy released as it's still filtering through your system. Now, in the last episode, I described how these energies are removed by adding an equal but opposite frequency into the body to cancel out the negative energy, much like noise-canceling headphones. But in that process, as the energy waves are flowing into each other and canceling out, they still have ripples that take a little while to dissipate. Kind of like the ripples you would see in the water if you drop a stone into it. But even when you're experiencing difficult processing moments, just know that your body is simply moving through the energy shifts necessary to remove these things so they no longer cause constant pressure on your system. I might do an episode solely on processing symptoms as well, but for now, I'll keep it brief. With emotion code, you might feel a little bit of an emotional roller coaster as those negative energies filter through and release. With the body code, you might experience inflammation, discomfort, etc., because we're encouraging your body to heal itself, and most of the time the healing process of the body can be a little bit uncomfortable. But again, just know that this is normal and it's a vital process in order to heal the issues at hand. Now, the processing symptoms with the belief code are a little less understood as it is a newer addition to this work. But in my personal experience, it feels much deeper, which can sometimes cause deeper processing symptoms. But it can also have much deeper impact on really releasing negative issues that and bring forth such a brighter, more peaceful, more positive state of being. I have experienced both the difficult processing symptoms as well as the beautifully freeing release of the negativity. And I want to stress that even though processing symptoms are fairly common, they don't have to be horrendously difficult. If anything ever starts to feel too bad or too overwhelming, reach out to your practitioner immediately. There are quick steps that can be taken to release that burden. Now, I'm constantly working on myself with these modalities, and I'm constantly amazed at how much improvement I've made in a relatively short period of time. So I encourage everyone to give it a try. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and be sure to tune in for the next episode where I will be discussing why I got into this work. Thank you so much. See you then. If you would like to set up a session with me to experience this work for yourself, please go to springseedwellness.com. If you would like to find a practitioner in your local area, please go to discoverhealing.com. And please always feel free to reach out with any questions or specific topics you would like me to address. See you next episode.